Hey everybody, it is Lindsay Red. This is video blog number 2, and today we are talking about the family. The first question is discuss your family makeup. Who is in your family? What was life like growing up? And have things changed as you've gotten older? So in my immediate family, it's me and my mom and dad and my brother and sister. However, we had very close cousins growing up, so much so that cousins kind of diminishes what it was. It was more like extra brothers and sisters. My dad and his brother bought a house in the same neighborhood when we were all very, very young. I mean, before some of the siblings were born. And we're all very close in age. And so there were 5 of them and there were 3 of us. So 8, and me and the oldest one on that side, there's only 11 months apart in age. My brother and the next one, there's only 2 weeks apart in age, and it goes from there. And it said, what was it like growing up? Like a revolving door. We never missed for having a playmate. There were who knows how many people at dinner. You never knew how many were going to be at dinner. And we had a lot of fun. It was a blast growing up. We had a great time. Have things change as you've gotten older? In my family, they say, the inner child is always there, but we all are just big kids that still get to play. Me and the oldest one are the only ones that moved away. Everyone else is still there. So I get lots of Snapchats or text messages of, oh, we hung out tonight, or we're all together, and that kind of thing. So we're all older now and married, and people are starting to, they're starting to have kids. So now there's just more of us to go and hang out. Everyone lives very close to where my dad and his brother bought a house. My brother lives 10 minutes from there. My other cousin lives 5 minutes from him. It's all still really close, and we have a lot of good times. The next question is explain what primary socialization is. It's the exposure that you get to from your family, social cues, what are the norms and acceptable, but it's primary socialization because it's what happens in the very beginning when you are very young, and mostly what you're exposed to is your family unit. And it says then apply it to your own development. As I said, there were a lot of us, so I think that the primary socialization was much more dynamic and much more diverse because of there being so many of us. I think that extra brothers and sisters like that, there were 8 of us running around. So when we were all growing up, the social cues, you got it not just from your mom and dad, but you got it from, your brother or sister, extra cousin who were all there. So we had a lot early on, but it was a good, fun time, lots of fun memories. The next question is, the text talks about the myths of the traditional family. What was family life like 50 years ago? I wasn't there, but personally, as far as what I've been reading in the text and that type of thing, what I can mostly take from it is there was a very traditional aspect of this is what's expected and this is what's presented in society, as far as there were very structured roles and everything was very much this is how it's supposed to be. As far as, the kids are very well behaved and mom always has dinner on the table and dad's at work and he comes home with a smile, and it said mention TV shows, and it's, like Leave It to Beaver or Little House on the Prairie or, the Andy Griffith Show, just a very wholesome representation of what the family unit was meant to be. And then it says, how is family life different for you than it was for your parents or grandparents? Specifically my family, I've talked about this huge family that I have that is so much fun, but that was not the reality for either one of my parents. My mom, her parents never got married, and she was an only child. And then my dad, his dad died at a very young age when my dad was only 4. So it was very difficult for them. It was kind of a broken mishmash of living here and there. And so I think that's why it's such a strong emphasis in my family as far as a family unit and staying close, because it's something that they didn't have. And I treasure very much that they have it now with this large family that has stayed so close throughout the years. And then last part says, how does the popular culture present the family? Today, I think it is a much more literal representation of what the family life actually is. the TV show This Is Us is a newer one, but it presents the family in such a way of showing this is what it actually is. This is what it takes work. It's not perfect. It doesn't have all the cups lined up in the right place at dinner, and the kids aren't perfectly dressed, but it's okay because it's work, and that is how life really is. And I didn't want to forget it. I think the shows today reflect the reality of what has always been. I think it's always been this hard. I just think that society has chosen to show the difficult part only recently, where before the strive for perfection was very much there. And it says, how does popular culture present the family, which I talked about. And then the shows you watch, as I said, that This Is Us is a good representation of the reality of what it actually is. And I think that it is good. We're bringing light to that family isn't always perfect, but it's yours. And if it's big and loud like mine, and we bring in all the quirks, and let me tell you, the drama that goes with it is insane, but it's a lot of fun. So thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to seeing all of y'all's.